Welcome to sadywellj Japan. Today's topic is about Japanese professional. There's so many professionals in Japan when you start a business. So who should you talk to? Well, listen to today's lectures. As you can see, there are a lot of the different license holders, like for example, certified public accountant (CPA) and tax accountant, and there's lawyers. And in addition to the lawyers, there is the judicial scriveners and administrative scriveners, and patent attorney, and social insurance consultant. And as you can see that in here, there is the kanji for these same kanjis for each license. This is called pronounced as a shi in Japan. The shi, it's originally meant it's samurai, but it means a licensed professional. So they have some license to do it. So the lawyer is called the Bengo-shi. It has a shi here, and the CPA is called as Kaikei-shi. Kaikei is accounting, and shi is a professional. They're a professional accountant. And I separated these, like licenses into two types. The first one is accounting and tax. So certified CPA and tax accountant, they're professionals for the numbers. And the other types of the license is for the law, like lawyers and judicial scriveners and administrative scriveners, patent attorneys, and social insurance consultant. They're professional for the lawyers. Let me explain you one by one. The first one is CPA. What CPA does and what CPA is allowed to do. Their license is for the audit the financial statement. That's their core job. Under the Japanese corporate law, if the company's capital amount is more than the 500 million Japanese yen, or if their total liability is 20 billion Japanese yen, the company has to be audited by the CPA. So only the CPA can can do the financial audit of the company. On the other hand, what the tax accountant do? This is what I am doing. The tax accountant is licensed for the tax agency job. They can submit tax returns on behalf of the client, and also they can attend and negotiate with tax auditors at the tax audit. And second, their job is prepare the document like the tax returns or any application or notification to the tax office. For example, if you establish a corporate, you have to submit the notification of the establishment to the tax office, and that's what the tax accountant do. And also they can provide the tax consultings. So these jobs are only allowed for the tax accountant to do it. So if the person do not have the license, the person can't do these jobs. This one shows you the difference between the tax accountant and the CPA. Basically, the CPA is their core job is audit the financial statements. So their company is large because only large corporation need a financial audit. On the other hand, tax accountant, their core job is preparing the tax return and give the advice. So the customer are relatively small. Compared to the CPAs. And what the most different things is for who they worked. Like CPA is there, auditing the financial statement for the investors, so they are working for the investors. On the other hand, the tax accountant is prepare the tax return and give advice to the taxpayers, so they are working for the customers. That's a big difference. the next one, I'm gonna explain you about legal, license, legal related professional. The first one is lawyers. Lawyer is, I think, you have in your country there is a license for the lawyer too, and they can do all legal job. So, but it's usually using the lawyer it's kind of expensive, but there is like many other more like a specified more like a legal professional which who is specializing in some field in the law. For example, judicial scriveners, their core job is registration. Like when you establish companies, you have to register about your company at the legal affairs of bureaus, and when you when you purchase the land or like a real estate, that has to be registered at the legal affairs bureau. Those jobs can be done by the judicial scriveners only. And besides that, they can do the lawsuit for the small amount, which is less than 1.4 million Japanese yen. So if you have any trouble on your like apartment deposit, or if you like pay the excessive amount of the interest to the commercial bank, well, you can use the judicial scriveners to process the lawsuit. The other one is administrative scriveners. Probably, their core job is prepare the administrative document to the government. For example, when you apply for the visa to get a job in Japan, they do the job, they prepare the document, and also when in order to do a business in Japan, you have to have like the business license. For example, if you open the restaurant, you need to have the license to open the restaurant, and for the second-hand dealers, and also to do the construction types of the job, you have to have the certificate. And also judicial scrivener prepares a document to establish the company in Japan, but you have to know that the administrative scriveners, they can prepare the document, but they cannot register at the legal affairs of the bureau on behalf of the customers. Registry at the legal affairs of the bureau is allowed only for the judicial scriveners. The next one is patent lawyers. This is when you apply for your patent. Patent attorney can prepare the document and apply to protect your patent. The next one is social insurance consultant. Social insurance consultant is the human resource consultant, and they prepare the document related to your social insurance, like health insurance and pensions, and also the unemployment insurance and labor insurance. And this one can be done by the social insurance consultant only. And sometimes the social insurance consultant can prepare the document to apply for the subsidy provided by the health, labor, and welfare ministries. Like when changes when the company changes temporary workers to the full-time employees, sometimes the company can receive the subsidy from the government. So the social insurance consultant prepares the document for that. And as I explained to you, there's so many professionals in Japan, and it's kind of difficult to decide who should you talk to. And usually those professionals have the networks or work together to provide the comprehensive support. And Sadywellj Japan also collaborate with all kind of the professionals and can provide you the total support to you. So please contact me if you have any problem. Thank you for listening. See you next time. I'm giving you the useful information about the business in Japan. If you don't want to miss it, please subscribe this channel. See you next time.